Hey gang, welcome back to West Houston Presents. Well, it's been a few years since Butcher's Blind's last visit. Since then, they've had personnel changes, road trips, new tunes, and a new CD that's getting a lot of attention in the alt-country world. Today, West Houston presents Pete, Brian, Paul, and Chris, the return of Butcher's Blind.
Chance, Friday night, put a 20 down and let it ride. Forget your debt, foolish pride. We'll take what we can get tonight. Neon lights, New York City, another train right on time. Oh my God, ain't she pretty? Empty glass, dead inside. I can't wait, but I can try. Meet up back at your place, I don't mind. Underground we come to life, burn up bright on the east side. Check the clock, it's 2 a.m. Looks like we'll die tonight in pen. Sweep us up and say amen. We'll sleep it off, do it again. I can't wait, but I can try. Meet up back at your place, I don't mind. Underground we come to life, burn up bright on the east side. Whoa, whoa. Down and let it ride. Forget your debt, your foolish pride. We'll take what we can get tonight.
Hey, very hip, guys. Burn Up Bright. What a great tune. So, Pete, here we are back 3 years later.
It's great to be back, Wes.
And we have a couple of new additions. Chris is over there on the keyboards, and we have Paul back on the drums. Now, give us a quick little background of Butcher's Blind.
Well, we started this band in 2009. We've had a few lineup changes here and there, but this is the most stable one we've had yet. And I think this is the truest representation of our sound so far.
Great. And you draw from, I hear all different kinds of influences, but who are some of your main influences?
Well, I mean, as you can see behind us, we're big Wilco fans. We love Ryan Adams. We love the band, the Replacements. You know, lots of songwriters. We all have lots of records, and you know,
record collectors.
Of course.
Excellent. Now, when I mentioned alt country off the top, a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about. What it is basically, as I see it, is a blend of all of different American forms of music: jazz, blues, folk, Cajun, mixing it all into one excellent bag of what they now call Americana. And who are you listening to these days? Have you heard anybody new that turns you on?
I mean, you know, unfortunately, I'm not too up with the new stuff. I just listen to a lot of older music. I've been listening to a lot of Badfinger lately, personally.
Okay.
And
well, Badfinger, that's kind of a hard rock deal, right?
yeah, it's very Beatles-esque. They're a great band.
I'll have to borrow that album from you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got them.
And now, Paul, you're a returnee here.
Yeah.
And you dropped out for a little while, now you're back?
Yeah.
And what were you doing while you were missing in action?
I don't know, not much.
Not much. Okay, good. Well, then in that case, we're glad to see you back.
Yeah.
Now you have a mission.
It's good
And
to be back.
that was Burn Up Bright. And what's the name of the next tune we're going to do?
College Town.
College Town, one of my favorites from the new CD. We're ready.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4. Left her locket on the shelf with all her good luck charms. She had scripture scratched to her shoulder and her mother's false alarms. Hung up her admissions letter, the first in her family to go. Wasted summers hurt her more than they'd ever known. She's caught in the breeze like the autumn leaves falling down, singing the songs of 1,000 hearts in a college town. When it's over, 4 years older, she'll never hear the sounds. Sing-alongs, protest songs just bring her down. She's singing the songs of a broken heart from a college town. Settled down in a smaller room, miles away from home. Lights fluorescent called her name, they told her where to go. Bible black hair across to bear, a disconnected look on her face. Vodka drinks made her think that she got away. She's caught in the breeze like the autumn leaves falling down, singing the songs of 1,000 hearts in a college town. When it's over, 4 years older, she'll never hear the sound. The sing-alongs, protest songs just bring her down. She's singing the songs of a broken heart from a college town.
One of my favorites, buddy. I love that tune. Maybe because I never got past the 10th grade. Don't tell anybody. Oh, jeez. Anyway, meanwhile, let's go into the songwriting head of Pete a little bit. You wrote most of the tunes
Yes.
that the band plays. And do you have a process with the songwriting?
It kind of happens in a lot of different ways. Sometimes I'll get lyrics first, sometimes music will come first. And it kind of goes from there. It'll start with a little idea, you flesh it out on the guitar, and I bring it to these guys, and it becomes something different entirely.
And you all work the arrangements out?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you write on, or did you just tell me that you write also on the piano a little bit sometimes? Or?
A little bit, mostly on guitar.
Okay, so guitar is basically the instrument that leads you songwriting.
Yeah.
You work off of riffs or just general
a
inspiration?
Just a melody. It'll start as a melody, and then the thing that I've found is it's different every time. There's no one set secret or anything like that. I used to think that there was a secret to it, but there's not. It's about getting it down and getting it to the band and.
Do you work every day at this, or I know when I'm writing, a lot of times I go sometimes for months, and I start to worry. You know what I mean? Nothing's going on. Then all of a sudden, bang! 3 songs will come. I throw 2 of them out, and I might have one that's okay.
Yep.
But so the arrangements you do with the fellas, and when you play live, are the arrangements, you pretty much stick to them, or do you have a little looseness in there with the arrangements?
I say we play them usually pretty close to how we do them on the record.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll toy with it a little bit, you know, but mostly we just kind of stick to what we did on recordings.
Good. I've seen your band a lot, and I really like what you do, and I'm kind of like, I like that form of like, you know, well, some bands, I guess, you know, the extended solos are nice and stuff like that, but I like the song when the songs just happen. You know?
Right.
Now, what's the name of the next tune we're doing?
It's called Honestly.
Honestly, we're ready.
Grabbed your throat, threw you to the floor, clinging to my legs as I walk out the door. Another sorry phone call in the night, another sorry month at the bars, and text message fights. Honestly, I hope you're honest with me, 'cause I need someone to trust. Honestly, hope you're honest with me. You always had to scream to make a sound, and I hear the things you say when I'm not around. I took your left and drew blood with my right. I was counting cards in the dark, taking my time. Honestly, I hope you're honest with me, 'cause I need someone to trust. Honestly, hope you're honest with me. And all this time has passed us by, and you and I slowly start to rust. Days have left us, and words could hold us. Sometimes that ain't enough. Honestly, I hope you're honest with me, 'cause I need someone to trust. Honestly, hope you're honest with me.
Really nice tunes, buddy. I really get a kick out of them. I think they're well written. And let's talk a little about your new CD, which I happen to have right here. And the songs you played so far today are all on this CD, correct?
Yes, correct.
Good. And it's a great packaging. Destination Blues is the name of the CD. And let's talk a little about the recording action that you had going on. It's basically a live CD.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed you have a few people on there to like flesh it out a little. And how did you hook up with these fellas?
Well, we got really lucky when we were recording the album in Amagansett at the place on the cover with Mick Hargraves. Great band, Dixie Beeliners, were also recording at the same time. So we got to feature them on a few tracks, mandolin, backup vocals. Russ Seeger plays fiddle on a couple of tunes. Yeah, he's great. He's also on Paradiddle Records, so it was kind of cool to have him come on.
Okay, good.
Chris James, he plays B3, and Mick Hargraves does a backing vocal on the record.
Nice.
So it's just, you know, they came in and kind of added some really cool parts that gave it a lot of personality.
But I played the album a lot. It's very tasty. It's not like you made a like super large production out of it. You know, you just use them to flavor it a little bit, you know. And how do you decide, because I know you've written a lot of tunes, how did you decide what songs to put on the album? And did you put them on, I mean, I already know the answer to this, but they make sense, you know what I mean?
Right.
You worked that out? Who did you do that with?
Well, that was a decision that we were all kind of on board for. We listened to a lot of records. We were big record collectors, so we took a lot of care in how we were you know, how they would flow nicely. You know, we put certain songs, you know, in certain areas. And we started, I guess, with like 18 to 20 tunes, whittled them down, picked out the best ones, and, you know.
That's tough, right? I mean,
Yeah.
did you record more than you needed?
Yeah, there was one song that didn't make the record.
It's
And,
in the can.
It's in the can. Might
Okay.
come back someday.
The
It's chilling
back
out.
burner.
Yeah.
The back burner, right, exactly. Now, it has a very live feeling to it. Were you all there playing at the same time?
Yeah, that was a big, we really wanted to capture some live energy on these recordings. And Mick Hargraves, who produced it, he did a great job in getting that live sound.
Yeah, it absolutely sounds it. And so the CD developed over a period of time, because I seem to remember that. Like, how long do you think you actually, you know, put in on this?
Quite a long time.
Yeah, it was like endless.
Yeah, it took a while. We wanted to get it perfectly, so it
Yeah.
took a lot of attention to detail and stuff like that. So
It was because I remember you would bring me a couple of cuts, and then you went back, redid them. It was like, wow, waiting for this a couple of years, right?
I'd say it took like a solid year,
Solid.
2 years.
Well, 2 years.
After the basic tracks were laid down, then it was about a year.
Okay. Basic tracks, and then
It always
wow.
takes longer than you think it does.
Yeah, really. That's for sure. Okay, then what's the name of the next tune?
This is called Enough Already.
Enough
Anyway.
Already, and that's also on the album.
Yes.
Terrific. We're ready.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Traded away the weekly pay for the lights on cheap hotels. Setting it up, tearing it down. A story I know well. Burning up bright in the dressing rooms, right where you belong. Finding some peace in a borrowed tune for someone else's song. I wish I could have met you, 'cause I've got a lot to say. Might turn your back, that's okay. You've given me enough already anyway. Pictures in all of the magazines, tapes I'll never hear. Said you had a golden touch, a rough last couple of years. Those times I missed the way things were, the way you played guitar. You found the perfect sound wherever it is you are. I wish I could have met you, 'cause I've got a lot to say. Might turn your back, that's okay. You've given me enough already anyway. You've given me enough already anyway. Wish I could have met you, 'cause I've got a lot to say. Might turn your back, that's okay. You've given me enough already anyway. You've given me enough already anyway.
Hey, now is that like enough already? Or, you know, I've said that a lot myself. Now, you guys, the last time I saw you, you were playing mostly local. But since you've taken it on the road quite a bit,
Yeah.
And how do you find those experiences? Are the folks that you're playing to receptive of the sounds?
Yeah, we've gotten some good feedback on the road. It's usually a lot of fun just traveling around.
Any great road stories you can actually share with us, or it's a family show? Huh?
I can't remember any at this
Oh,
time.
then you really had a good time. Excellent. And have you seen any locals on the scene that, you know, like favorite locals? You know, are there other bands in the pocket that you see around?
You know, there's definitely a lot of musical stuff happening on Long Island and in the city. Some of our favorite artists, I mean, Brian Gallo, you had him on the show.
Great player.
You know, Brooklyn What are doing great things. They're
That's a
great
band
Yeah.
also? A band? Yeah, okay.
They have a great record called Hot Wine.
Thinking of it? There's a lot. So many you can't think of one.
It's
I've
just,
been there.
There's a lot of new venues springing up, so it's a good time for live music, I think.
Good. That's good to hear. So the local scene you feel is getting a little stronger.
There's a renewed interest in live music.
In live music.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good to hear. I mean, it took a little dip there, but now it's coming back, you feel. Well, that's really good. Now, if somebody was out there and they're just throwing a band together and they're starting to write a little, what would you tell them?
Just keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing. Have fun with it. You know, don't take it too seriously. And, you know, just kind of push your craft forward a little bit, you know. It's fun and it's definitely worth keeping up with.
Absolutely. Don't take the cancellations too personally.
Exactly.
Exactly. And what keeps you guys keeping on?
You know, I think it's just when we play live. Thick skin for sure. But playing live, it's always a lot of fun. We always get some good reception and, you know, keeps you going.
And the future?
Keep doing what we're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. You're happy. You're happy with it.
Exactly.
Just moving it forward, pushing the new album, getting Butcher's Blind heard as much as possible.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to encourage everybody to go out and catch some live music. It's really important at this point. Build up the scene.
Of course.
You fellas are playing out there. I know that when you do, I'm there most of the time. If you try to show up, unless I owe you money. And we're going to post your website, which will lead to all kinds of Facebook, but the website has photos, bios.
Got everything.
Gigs, CD availability. Terrific.
iTunes everywhere. You know.
Nice. Any message you'd like to send out there to the folks watching the show?
Thanks.
Thanks. That's excellent. Okay, and what's the name of the next tune, guys?
The next one is a new one. It's called Thursday Girl.
Oh, nice. And you just wrote this one? This,
We've been playing it for a while, toying around with it, but
we're ready for breaking a new tune on West Houston Presents. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you, man.
South Shore summer, we slammed down sidewalk slams from bowls made of plastic. Didn't care where we would land. She never seemed to notice. Her tide was creeping in. We used to crash on Thursday nights at the house we rented. Careless, we were reckless and unemployed. I always called her a Thursday girl. I was empty, but she was always overjoyed. She was my Thursday girl. I used to be her golden boy. The feeling of the chemical compounds. We bought them over the counter in the the west end part of town. I was careless, we were reckless and unemployed. I always called her Thursday girl. I was empty, but she was always overjoyed. She was my Thursday girl. I used to be her golden boy. My Thursday girl will always be your golden boy. Your golden boy. Your golden boy. Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. What a great,
you, Wes.
really great. Pete, play me a little blues on the way out.
Sure.